It's going to be a very busy night with all the VIPs and your main man tonight, ITV sports commentator, Jon Champion!
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Fantastic to see so many people here. Well done to everyone that's turned out on a filthy night. Now, I consider myself to be very lucky because I earn my living by talking about football. It's a cinch. It's a job that's taken me around the world several times to Brazil, Australia, the United States, Russia, and this summer, luckily, to Japan and South Korea. I've covered World Cups, European Championships, the Champions League, the Premiership, even the ill-conceived World Club Challenge. But my love of football was nurtured right here in the city of York at Bootham Crescent. And I'm here tonight for the same reason as you, because I'm a fan of football in general and of York City in particular. I saw my first game in the 1970s. It was a 2-0 win against Newport County, Peter Scott and a Gordon Staniforth penalty. The crowd figure matched the year, just a few less than 2,000, and I was hooked. I went to school next door to the ground at Shipton Street Infant School, and rarely did a playtime go by without a trip round, cap in hand, to see the groundsman to ask for our ball back. And in subsequent years, I, like you, have experienced the highs and perhaps more often the lows of following York City. The ignominy of applications for re-election, the embarrassment of seeing Bruce Grobbelaar, a goalkeeper, score against us, the Crewe Alexandra. Dare I mention it, there was Wilf McGuinness and his promise to get us out of the old second division. Boy, how he succeeded. And all those cup defeats by non-league teams. But to offset that, we've had such wonderful cup wins, a few memorable seasons in the league on which we'll reflect tonight, the excitement of a trip to Wembley in the playoffs. And every so often, as in the past 2 or 3 weeks, the name of York City has been lifted into the national spotlight by the exploits of generation after generation of players, largely unsung, and those moments, I think, have kept all of us going in the darker times. And then, 6 weeks ago, came the news that's led to all of us meeting here tonight, the announcement that the club was up for sale. I feel, and it's only a personal view, that it's in some ways rather sad that we're here this evening, because it is an indication that the club, our club, is under threat. But I do prefer to think of this whole process, the launching of a supporters' trust, as a positive, and it is my fervent hope that York City will emerge from the traumas of recent weeks in a much healthier state to face the future.
But John McCarthy steps forward first. He'll feel it's important to get the first one into the Crewe net. McCarthy, who was so unlucky at times today not to score in open play. So here comes familiar. It's Dave McClaren. It's only about 10 minutes ago, but he put the ball high into the net to Kyler's right. Where's it going to go this time? Into the right-hand side again. It's a 100% record on the day for McClaren. He's scored twice from the spot, and he's kept Crewe in it. 1-1. The turn of Paul Barnes. He's been suffering with cramp for much of the second half. Barnes, he takes a long run up. It's gone straight into the middle of the net, and young Smith won't believe it. He got a finger to that. The former Halifax Town fullback Jon Smith's turn. He's left-footed. The others have all been right-footed so far. Smith's left foot. Really can be a mind-numbing exercise for those involved. And the next to try his luck is Tony Cannon, York's longest serving player. He scores! Held his nerve, Tony Cannon. He hit the bar, he hit the post during the game, now he's hit the net. Rolled it in, Alan McCarthy. No trouble with that. What a pressure point now for a young man in his first season of league football, Gareth Wally. Wally versus Kiley. He saved it! It's the first miss. It's not all over yet, don't forget, it's the first miss. And Gareth Wally has his shot saved by Dean Kiley, and thoughts go back to last year when Scunthorpe entrusted Scunthorpe to youngsters like Jason Wright and Graham Alexander. They were foiled just as Wally is now. York can take a 4-2 lead here with their regular penalty taker Nigel Pepper. He scored 7 this season. He scored 8, and York lead 4-2 in the penalty shootout. They need one more, or Crewe only need to miss one more. And the onus will be on Ashley Ward. That was a very well taken spot kick by Nigel Pepper. Now, Crewe's latest signing, Ashley Ward, formerly of Manchester City, formerly of Leicester City, has to score or York will be up and Crewe won't be up. He favours the long run. Ashley Ward, he scores. That had to go in. And it's 4-3 now. But if Wayne Hall can pop the ball into the Crewe net with this next spot kick, the prize will be York City's. Hall. He'll be left-footed. The other York penalties were all taken with the right foot. Now it's Wayne Hall. He's got one goal all season. He's won the promotion. It's one of the greatest days in the history of York City. They play in Division 2 next season.
In Jack and the Beanstalk at the Theatre Royal, we smuggled our panto cam in to catch a glimpse of our perennial pantomime dame, Berry Kaler.
As you know, York City football club are in a bit of trouble. Now, the York City Supporters Club on Friday night are having a little fundraising, but it's a big fundraising day, to raise money for the club. And we'd like the Theatre Royal, and I'm sure you'd love to join in, just to give them a little bit of support, saying that, you know, it's part of our heritage here in the city. It's been there for 70 years. You cannot lose a football club from a vital city like York, and we have to fight for it. So we're just going to give them, send them a little tape there, right? Just to give them a little bit of support for the start of their evening. So anybody who should be in this theatre tonight, cover their faces. Can we have the lights up, Jules, please? Right, cover your faces. Right. You're on service, you might. Even I recognize it, don't worry about it. Now then, we're going to turn the camera on the crowd and we'll do a little chat, right? Give me a why. Give me a no. Give me a no. Terry, the manager there, right, Terry? If you're there, Lord, put the kettle on. I'll be home a bit later, all right? Get out of that one if you can. I'll be headlining tomorrow's evening press. Lots of money, have a wonderful evening from the Theatre Royal York. And that is one last thing. You know, when they get footballers going to win matches, they all get in the clubhouse, right? And all the supporters, they go, give us a wave, Terry. So let's leave it at that, right? After this, give us a wave, Terry, and everybody win. Give us a wave, Terry! Oh, that's nice round of applause for the supporters.
Trust is registered as an industrial and provident society with the Registrar of Friendly Societies. In effect, it's like a cooperative. The constitution of the trust guarantees two things. One, the trust must operate for the benefit of the community it serves. And secondly, the trust members and its officers will not profit from the trust. Now, some of you might find it interesting. I'm glad to say that yesterday we were registered with the registrar. And I understand that that, being done in 24 days, was a record. No other trust has been formed in such a short period of time.
How can people join and otherwise contribute? Well, the easiest way is as a membership form with your programme for this evening. Please complete it hand it in tonight and join. If not, there are other ways. The Trust website, again, the address is on the brochure. We'll have a membership form in there that you can print out and post back to us. And the Yorkshire Evening Press are reprinting, I believe, tomorrow the forms in the paper, and we will also be distributing extra forms we've got at matches in the next few weeks. Donations that we've already received have been gratefully received. But if anybody wants to set up a standing order and pay an additional amount in, either on a monthly or annual basis, please feel free to do so. But what we really need are your ideas, suggestions, and yes, your criticism. And remember, we will listen to what you have to say.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you to all of those who've taken the trouble to sign up to the Trust in the course of the interval. Thanks also for filling in the question forms. And on with the show. Now, you've heard plenty about the Trust, its aims, how it's going to work, what part you can play. The timing of the FA Cup run, I think, has been ideal because it's meant that there's been a great deal more publicity for the club's problems But it's still important that the work of the Trust is seen to be endorsed by one or two high-profile figures from the world of football. And in that respect, we're really very lucky to have tonight as our special guest a man who was born in York, went to Nunthorpe School, played for York City Boys, but not York City, earned a good living as a midfield player with Hull, Derby, Bristol City and Oxford United, and is now regarded as one of this country's most innovative football coaches. He helped Manchester United to a unique treble. He'll be helping Sven-Göran Eriksson at the World Cup, and he's helping us tonight, the manager of Middlesbrough, Steve McClaren.
To Hull City for all my sins. And it was rather unfortunate because I have a great affection for this club. They're just round the corner, stones throw away. As a boy I used to walk over that railway bridge and pay my money and come and watch. And my heroes were likes of Barry Swallow, Barry Lyon. That's two boos, isn't it? It's been like a whole game, this.
You've had some great cup ties over the years. You would also have been around at the time that they got into the top half of the Football League at last.
Yeah, that's right. And I walk through them double doors and the first thing I see is Manchester United getting beat 3-0 at home. I bet Alice wasn't too pleased after that game. But no, I was there, and to be fair, when I was at Hull, we had some terrific local derbies with York City. It was always a great game. It was good to see you. I spoke to Terry earlier, and good to see you win one the other night. Congratulations.
Now, whilst you're working in the glitzy world of the Premiership now, we shouldn't forget that you yourself have coached at lower league level. I mean, at Oxford, you once ended up changing a spare wheel on the youth team bus on the M25.
Yeah, that's right. I used to do everything in them days. I had to finish 30, 31 through injury. And unfortunately, we got a position on the coaching staff. And I took the kids, the reserves, packed the kit, did the boots, did the laundry, did everything in that club. And I used to drive a van on a Saturday morning, 15 kids in the back, around the M25 to play small in Crystal Palace Wimbledon kids at about 7 o'clock in the morning. And there was one morning where the tyre burst and I'm out there and I'm having to change a wheel. If you'd have said 10 years on, I'd have been where I am. And this is, you've got to be bloody kidding.
Every credit.
Your lofty position, and football clubs are good at looking after themselves and not always good at looking after other clubs, but does it strike a chord of concern with you that a generally prudent, well-managed, well-run club like yours finds itself in difficulties?
I think it's sad, really. It's got such history and tradition, York City. And that's not just because I was born here, but throughout football, York City has a tremendous history. And you can't lose clubs like York City. You just can't do that. I mean, it's a feeder club for the bigger leagues. It's an opportunity for youngsters to come in who don't get a chance in the Premier League, who 15 and 16 can't really make it to the top. And it's great that there are clubs out like York City that kids can go to, get opportunities to play. The big clubs come and look at them, and they might get that opportunity one day to play in the Premier League.
But I think this last summer, only 2 nationwide league players progressed into the Premiership. So the domestic transfer system, in a sense, has almost broken down, which is what's really hindering clubs like York. But why is that?
I remember when I played at the Hull, Derby, wherever, lower leagues, always had the dream of playing in the First Division, the old First Division. And 50% of the players went right through and had the opportunity. And I did that, had the opportunity at Derby to do that. Nowadays, there's not much opportunity to do that. The money, the foreign players coming into the Premier League. Plus, another thing, if you hate to get on the soapbox, but you know, we do continuously at the high level go down to the York Cities, Chesterfields, Lincolns, and look at younger players. And we would like to take gambles on these younger players. But unfortunately, when we inquire, when we ask, give them the opportunity to become Premier League players or to come into the club, you're invariably given a price tag which far outweighs what you can gamble on. And therefore, say for instance you quoted 2 million for a player in the third division who's not proven, you would rather spend the 2 million on a European player who is proven that he can come in and will do you immediately. So it's a bit of a breakdown, not just from the top, but also from the bottom, and being realistic and giving kids a chance. I think that's the most important thing, the likes of York City, is to get kids through, produce a young side, and eventually then the kids get sold on. You keep the money back into the club, and you produce more kids coming through, and it's a cycle that can keep going on and on.
And do you welcome the involvement of a supporters' trust in the future of York City?
Oh, most definitely. I think you have to have a voice. You have a voice on a Saturday afternoon, and I think you've got to have a voice overall. You know exactly what you want, and our job is to provide you with what you want. I've always said that all along. We're not here to please anybody but you fans. And it's exactly the same. If you fans can get involved in the running of the football club, talking about coaching centres and developing kids, it doesn't matter what sex they are, if you can do that and have a voice, then I'm all for that.
Well said.
Mr. Jack Pinder.
Jack, you must have so many memories of your time playing for the club and indeed watching them. How actively involved are you to this day in following their fortunes?
Well, there are only two clubs I follow. I follow them all my life. That's York and Middlesbrough, and they both broke my heart.
So, is York's the first result you look out for on a Saturday afternoon?
The first thing I look for coming on the television is York's score. Drop of whiskey that those
You were born in Acomb.
Born in Acomb, lovely village. I love York, I love the people of York.
And Acomb was a visited village at that stage.
I used to put the nets up when they were in the Yorkshire League.
And you remember the Fulford Gate days?
I played at Fulford Gate when I was 15 and started there.
Do you remember the first match you played for the club?
I think it was in the North Riding Senior Cup. I played when I was 15 and we happened to win that day, I think.
So what was the excitement like around the club when the decision was taken to move out of Fulford Gate and move to Bootham Crescent?
Well, when we went across to Bootham Crescent, I thought it was lovely. Don't forget that the ground was a beautiful ground and turf, but there was no stands, only one stand and the rest were open. But when we got to Bootham Crescent, we thought we were at Wembley.
Now, you have the distinction of having made your Football League debut, I think in 1932, in a game at Stockport County. And you also played in the last game before the Second World War and the first one after it. So, what span of time did you spend with the club in the end?
Well, I went down in 1928 and finished in 1948.
And at that point, you began to play. And you would have played in that famous FA Cup run to the quarter-finals.
1938, yes.
With a record crowd at Bootham Crescent to see Huddersfield Town.
58,000 at Huddersfield and 10,000 locked out.
What was it like with 28,000 inside Bootham Crescent?
There were seats built all around and there was that to me playing. I mean, there was you could hear some funny remarks in those days. One chap shouted, when Jack Pinder was there, shoot Reg, and one bloke says, why shoot him, shoot the lot.
Arthur, you were probably one of those shouting it then.
Very likely.
When did you see your first York City game?
Well, 1928, 29. I was 8 years old at
Do you
the
remember
time.
what the match was?
No, I can't remember the actual first match. It was a Fulford Gate, of course, and we hadn't transport in those days. You either walked or you went on a rattling tram along Fulford Road. Everybody piled up at Heslington Lane and the tram went on to Fulford Road. That was Fulford Gate. The best match I ever saw there, I think it was in 1930 when, for the first time, if I remember rightly, the city brought a first division team to York. It was Newcastle United. And one of the outstanding players at that time, and having looking round here, no one can argue with me. They were there. Hughie Gallagher and Sam Weaver, I remember they played. I think, to be honest, I focused my attention on Hughie Gallagher most of the game because he was a real star attraction. We lost 1-0 at York. They had drawn 2-1 with Newcastle the previous week. That was Fulford Gate. There was no chanting in those days, but I remember they used to get favourites, and one of the favourites in those days was a little centre forward called Cowie. Do you remember it, Jack?
Give it to Cowie.
Give it to Cowie, we used to go around. That was the chanting of those days, give it to Cowie. Do you want me to carry on?
Well, I was going to say.
seen him play hundreds of times. I never thought that I would have the cheek to sit on the stage next to Jack or any of the other people I've spent a lot of time cheering. I think I feel a bit of a fraud sitting here. Jack who's next to me, I'm racking my brains now. I'm right in saying he had one idiosyncrasy. The team used to run out, and in those days they only had one ball, they kicked one ball about. But Jack always used to run to the goalpost, and they wore those old-fashioned boots with steel-toe caps. And he used to go to the goalpost and kick both feet on the goalpost to get his feet padded. He was too zealous one day, he broke his toe. He was carried off before the game started. In those days, you didn't have these flying full-backs. A full-back's job was full-back marking the winger. But Jack occasionally used to have a rush of blood to his head, and he would take the ball down the wing, and a huge cheer used to go on, Jack, go on, Jack.
Get back.
Jack, in your time as a supporter, once you've finished playing, and in your time as a player, what's the best York team you've either been part of or seen?
The best York City team was when I was in the 1955.
Better than you were in 38?
1955 to me was the best by a long way.
And what was, I mean, apart from the achievement of getting to an FA Cup semi-final replay, what was it about that team that was so impressive?
Oh, they were all good players. There was someone who could have been picked for England now, like some of the England players play. We had a really good start, and I was in Dock then, in St James Hospital, I was the left hip put in, and they all came to see me and put all red and white things around my bed, Leeds, all the players. And I'm just thinking, in those days, like, there was no shirt tugging, rolling about as all your kids. If you got there was no kissing, I mean. Kissing off the Wilkie.
And Arthur, if you had to select your best ever York City team from 70 odd years of watching them, what would that be?
Well, it must have been the cup team. And there's one person, I'm sorry, who wasn't here tonight. I've always admired him. I think he's one of the best captains the City ever had, and it must be Ernie Phillips.
And Jack, I mean, in some ways it's a dangerous question to ask because there's always a temptation to say it's not now what it was like in my day. But what do you make of modern football, the modern York City?
Well, it's faster. It's faster because I think they have later rules and later ball now. And I love to watch it, but I can't stick this. I mean, if I'd been playing, I would have been on 2 minutes they got sent out.
So am I allowed to ask you what you think of modern referees then?
Oh, well, I don't know many of them. No, I cannot understand why they give these red cards and that, but when you see the replay, there's nobody being touched when they're all sent out.
But you still enjoy your football quite clearly?
Oh, I watch football, oh, yes, I watch football.
And Arthur, how often do you get down to Barbican Centre these days?
Well, I've missed one home match this year.
Which was?
Unfortunately. Don't remind me, it was Hull City.
Why can't Europe take a leap out of Volvo? Look, last year or year before they were in downturn, going out, and yet they've come through. Why can't we do it here?
That's right. Talk all night with these two gentlemen. Unfortunately, we can't. Time is against us. But thank you very much indeed to Arthur Robinson and to Jack Pinder.
got their hands on the trophy, and that is what it's all about. We've got the 100 points, we're in the record books, nobody can ever take that away from us. We're the first team ever to get 100 points, that's superb.
Marvellous scenes though at the end of today's match.
Yeah, I mean, the people have waited a long time here to win something. I think it's 60 odd years, and they've never won anything. Oh, they got promotion and they got to the FA Cup semi-final, but today they've actually got something, and that's great. That's pleasing for them, and it's pleasing for us.
I think it's fair to say you're still quite popular in these parts. Do you remember fondly your time with York?
Yes, it was the best time I had at playing football, really. York went from just being a second team player to a first team player, and that's what I've been on all the time I was at York.
I mean, you'd played about 3 first team games for Chesterfield, hadn't you? And prior to that, I think you played non-league for Winterton. So, was it Barry Lyons seeing you?
This was Barry Lyons that got me up here, and from there I was trying to strength away. It was different playing. But when I first came to York, it was like, didn't know much about York at all. I think when I came, they worried a bit about how I would play, but I just spent time playing and that was it.
Finest memory of your time at the club?
Your first goal. Well, the championship season was one of the best. I think we scored a lot of goals, and it wasn't just down to me, really, it was all the players. We all scored goals as well, even Jon Champion.
And I know lots of people in the audience will want me to ask you, we obviously are aware that you've not been in the best of health since finishing playing football. How are you today?
I'm fine today, even better now. Which I've had now for 5 years, which we're going on with, and my wife works for me as well part-time. I have son James, who knows about, not very well when I was here. He's now at Western College doing a basketball course, and also doing his A-levels. And the youngest of my kids now turned up as he's in the sport here.
Striker?
Well, he is sort of, yeah.
You leapt up for a header and it went narrowly wide.
Yeah.
It would have changed the course of history.
Well, we did change the course, but we still won 2-1. Because the ball was this far over the line when Simpson pulled it back. And the trouble is, the referee didn't give it because Arthur Bottom and Scar were fighting it for penalty area and he got a free kick.
Not that it rankles after all these years.
We say if you're going to get beat in any round down the semi-final.
Norman, we've just seen you in action with those 2 goals against Tottenham. I mean, that was some Tottenham team that you beat. Al Ramsey, Danny Blanchard.
Yes, it was very good. It was a bad day, but we performed well on the day, and it was a great day.
We've just heard Jack Pinder and Arthur Robinson saying that your team in 1955 was without question the best York City team they've ever seen. What was it like to play in? What was the sense of camaraderie as the run went on?
Oh, it was tremendous. We never thought we would get beat. We played at Colchester, which was a fair, easy game. Then we took Blackpool, Bishop, Tottenham, Notts County. And I was very friendly with Ronnie Batty in Newcastle. And he thought that, it's going to be touch and go with who gets through.
And you were in no way in awe of any of the opposition, were you?
No. Well, you can only play what you're the best you can, and hope it's okay on the day.
Were you aware? I mean, there was a national newspaper strike, wasn't there, around the time of the semi-final? So perhaps you didn't get the just reward for your achievements in national recognition, but were you aware that you were knocking down historical barriers as you went?
Well, not every match comes a challenge, and we've got 11 players who were 11 mates. You could drop into anybody's house, and that's how it was. With no stars, with just 11 players.
And hard for football supporters of the modern era to believe that a number of you, I think you included, were part-time players.
At the time, yes.
Four part-timers.
So how did training work out then, if you had some part-time players?
Well, the four part-timers trained wherever they lived. I trained at Anfield Plain, and I had a lot of help by the Anfield Plain players and that was great.
Norman, of course, the club's record league goal scorer, 25, I think, was it, Norman? How good a player was he in his pomp? I mean, his pomp being 1950.
There was all good players. There was no, you couldn't pick one out. From the other. Arthur Bottom was a brilliant player. Arthur was, once Arthur got onto the ball, he took some knocking off.
If he had stayed at York, he'd have broken all the goal scorer records going. Tremendous natural goal scorer.
I mean, the names are written down in York folklore now. Billy Fenton as well, whose wife Margot happily is here with us tonight.
Tremendous
Billy
goal
was
scorer.
Yeah.
Billy, we went to Carlisle. We were 4-1 down at half-time, finished 5-4 winners. Billy scored 4, never entered the penalty box. Scored 4.
Now, after your playing career, Norman, you did a fair bit of scouting, didn't you?
I did a little bit, yes.
So do you still keep in touch closely today with York City's fortunes?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm always ringing in now. Trying to keep remembering what happened. And that's true.
What about you, Gordon? Are you in close touch with things?
No, not because I live at Nottingham. See, and I come up a couple of times through the season to beat Norman and go to the match, and we always come to the last match.
The reason I asked you about how good a player Norman was without dropping a name, but there it goes. Bobby Robson said in conversation a couple of weeks ago, he was asked about York City and what he remembered from his days of York City and watching them from afar, and he said that centre forward Norman Wilkinson was a hell of a player. Some tribute.
Bobby Robson only comes from a few miles where I live at Langley Park. I've never met the man except once playing against him in junior football. When he played for Langley Park and I played for Craighead. But I've never met the man other than that. But I've never heard that before.
You have now. He was very keen to impart that information. And you were called the Happy Wanderers. Yeah. Was it just like a coach tour around the country?
Well, we were always happy, put it that way.
Yeah. Well, you wrote yourselves into the record books. Norman Wilkinson, Gordon Brown, thank you very much indeed. Team, but another member of the side that played in the first 2 rounds against Dorchester and Scarborough is here in the audience tonight. Stand up, please, the reserve goalkeeper who had his time in the spotlight, Mick Granger. The CD player's been mended, and Yorkie and the cheerleaders are going to come on and instruct their stuff in just a moment. But so much for the past of which we've been talking. What of the future? Here to give an insight into the future of the York City Supporters Trust, its strategy, its hopes, the path forward, is Graham Ibbotson.
Okay, thank you, John. How do you follow those guys? I mean, they're absolutely tremendous. Not only are they tremendous individuals, they're an institution. And don't we deserve to be able to look at those and be proud today? Okay, I'm trying to make as light-hearted the business section of the Trust, which is quite difficult, especially in the circumstances that we found ourselves in. But there's one thing for sure, we've got an opportunity here, a real opportunity. We stand here looking at all these wonderful people who's played for York City, and, you know, there's people here that have actually contributed in the background that remain faceless, and they'll mostly do that till the day that they die. But they deserve a voice. And one of the things that we've got to do tonight, I've got to make you understand that this Trust isn't just about nice people doing nice things and being undervalued. This is about individuals who really care and who are prepared to do something for this club. Not just in a march here and a nice conversation over there and getting a fantastic venue like this. They're going to do something, and they're going to do something in business that's going to make sure that we have a future for this club.
People often say to me, we've got to encourage and win bigger attendances at York matches. And I fervently believe that all our aims, all these objectives, will be much more easily achieved by the creation of this Supporters Trust that we are launching tonight. If someone buys this club outright, the Trust has a role. If not, the Trust could yet be the only route to securing York City's future. And without question, a Trust and trust involvement in the club will help to ensure better relations between you and me, the fans, and the boardroom and the people who own the club. And in turn, that has to encourage more people to get involved and come to games. Someone said earlier tonight, this is a great opportunity. I believe it is. And don't forget, when we were reminded of the objectives of the Trust, more community involvement, particularly with young people, with youngsters, that is a key objective of this Trust. I want to thank Dave Boyle and Supporters Direct, who've given invaluable help in establishing the Trust and preparing this launch. At the moment, nobody's really quite sure how Supporters Direct is going to be funded in the future. But our experience here and what I've seen at other clubs where trusts have made a big, important impact is that that work has to continue. I really can't congratulate more highly the steering group and the committee and all those people who behind the scenes in such a short space of time have brought all this to fruition and also organised this tremendous evening tonight. They have shown their commitment. It's now up to you. It goes without saying that the more members we have, the more money we will achieve, the more influence we'll get, and therefore the more chance there'll be of success. I just want to end with two quotes. One you've heard before and one you won't have heard unless you saw it on the news tonight. Bill Shankly was often asked, is football a matter of life and death? And he said, "Nay, lad, it's more important than that." And how right he was. And as I watched the Luke North news tonight, at home, before coming here, there was Peter Reid. Sunderland go to Old Trafford tomorrow. And he was being interviewed about, what were the chances of success? Well, of course, he could have rung up York City and found out. But he said, as long as the fans get behind the players, that's the main thing. And I fervently believe, as long as the real fans of York City get behind this trust, get behind this club, let's work together, I believe we can succeed. So don't leave this building tonight until you've joined. Thank you very much.
Here we go.